Fuck McDonald's. Forget McDonald's. I need to stop cursing so much. Forget McDonald's. My nigga D-Rock in the chat, bro. Time is up. Hey, let me know if the music too loud. I'm finishing setting everything up too. Let's clear all my charts. I trying to be what I want. Hey, D-Rock, what you doing up, man? Oh, I know what you're doing up. I know what you're doing up. What nigga? All right, what's good? What's good? Let's get into our trade breakdowns to start off our trading session, bro. And this gum smacking. All right, look though. Let's start off. What was that? Where was it? Gold. Where was gold? Okay, let's start off with gold. I like the way gold looks so far. Okay. All right. If you been here before, you know how I like to trade. But if you haven't been here before, you finna fuck around and find out. So I like to start off on a daily time frame, do a top-down analysis just to establish a clear direction on whether I want to buy or sell. Gold is at all-time highs, so I'm definitely bullish on gold according to the daily. I've done to the 4-hour time frame and do the same exact thing. Ask myself, are we making new highs and new lows? We're currently making new highs. How do I know? We broke above this previous high to the left-hand side right over here, creating a new high, and we never took out this low. So technically, we are still bullish. Now we're making relative equal highs up here. So 4-hour time frame is bullish as well. Go to the 1-hour time frame. Go on our 1-hour time frame. We also are bullish. We went bearish as price came to take this low down here, showing us lower lows and lower highs as the market continued bearish. We created some equal lows here. Then we have a shift in structure on the 1-hour time frame where we went bullish. Looking at this bullish structure now on the 1-hour time frame, we have these equal lows right over here. We have a higher high, higher low, and a new higher high. I took out all these previous highs to the left hand side. So 1-hour time frame is bearish. And I know I want to buy based off of our daily 4-hour and 1-hour time frame all being bullish at the exact same time. Let's establish our levels. So I'm gonna mark off my current high, previous high, and my current high low. So my current high is where market is already at. Should be these highs up here. I want to use this whole and level, to be honest. I want to use previous highs, which would be the highs that just got taken out, which was right over here. And then my current high or low, which would be this low down here. It'll be this low down here technically, but I wouldn't want to sell right here because I would be selling right here and I would right into this level of support. So it makes more sense to just wait till this whole level gets cleared. That way I'll be trading clean price actions looking left. Then we can look to target the bottom of this range right over here. And have a minor target right over here. That's for our sales. Yeah, so this will be a 4-hour going bearish below this level. And our higher quality trade will be down here, trading this price action. Or we can get a little earlier entry sitting right over here. For the 4-hour gold bearish and the 1-hour gold bearish both below this level. Other than that, according to buys, I either want to buy if we get a break and retest of this current high all the way up here, or if price pulled back into this previous high, this previous lower high that just got taken out. As you see, we had a clear break with a 1 hour closure above here. No retracement. So we can see some kind of retracement come down to here and look for some buyers to continue up. But that's what I think about gold. This might not even set up for today, so this is definitely not going to be on the watch list for this tonight. Great breakdown. Thanks, bro. Welcome to the stream. I think it's my first time seeing your name in the chat. I'm on these charts. That's what I'm talking about, my boy. And let me know what you catch too, D-Rock. Simmer down, mommy. What you know about this though? Good. All right, the sales gold. Let's continue. This was GJ from Friday's trade. Let's do a great GJ breakdown. Look at the daily time frame. Still establishing direction, just how I did on gold. We're overall bullish. How do I know? We've made a new high above this area, this high right over here. Let me know that the daily time frame is currently bullish. I drop down to the 4 hour time frame just to see what the 4 hour is doing. 4 hour time is bearish. You might be wondering how I know the 4 hour time frame is bearish, because the price made a new high as it broke above this high to the left hand side right over here. Creating this new high. This is the lowest point price went before making that new high, and eventually price came down to take this low. This squares a reversal where we went from bullish structure to bearish structure as we took out this low. That's how I know the 4 hour is bearish. And this breakout is why I took these sales coming into Friday. Get into the 1 hour time frame now. So daily is bullish, 4 hours bearish. 1 hour time frame bearish as well. How do I know? Because we took this lower. Because price took this lower high right over here, showing me clear bullish structure where we have higher highs, higher lows, so on and so forth. Again, price eventually came down to take this low for the 1 hour shift bearish. Looking at the bearish structure now, we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Thankfully, our 1 hour is still bearish. Our 4 hour is bearish and our 1 hour is bearish. So ideally, I would want to take sells more than I want to take buys, just because I have more time frames telling me to sell versus telling me to buy. Now we're going to get into our levels. I'm going to mark off my current low, which would be this low down here. My previous low, which would be this low right here. And my current lower high, which would be this lower high right over here. That's how I find my lows. Let's look left to see how these levels all hold up. Support here, resistance here. So I do like all of these levels, all 3 of these levels. I want to sell overall. So I really want to sell. And my first sell opportunity would have been break and retest of this previous lower high. You see, we have the retest kind of failed, giving us a steeper retracement. So no entries off of this retest. But if price could fake out these buyers, there's people that's buying above this area, trying to target these highs over here. If we could fake out these buyers, come back down, close back below this range on the 1 hour time frame, I will be open to taking the sells to continue down to retest these previous lows to the left hand side. Buy. Yeah, listen to Zach, bro. Buy. Everybody buy right now, full port. Buy and thank me later. All right, everybody listen to Zach. Buy now, thank him later. This is insider trading. Looking at us. Go for to make a move. Hey, there's only one way to tell, bro. So if we can get a closure below this low back over here on the 1 hour time frame to close back inside this range, I'll look to trade it back into this level. If we don't get an entry down here and just push it down too aggressively, that never gives me a retest, we can look to take the sell down here instead. And as far as buys, buying above here will be bullish on the 1 hour time frame, but it will still be bearish on the 4 hour time frame. So this will be a counter trend trade. I'm really open to taking those buys. So these are my only 2 opportunities to take on GJ. Sells in this area or sells below this area. Either one. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We can look at this level here for our level of support and our level here for support. And then if we trade below this area, we can look to target these lows here. If we trade below this area, we can look to target these lows here. That's GJ. Not really too excited about that. Looks like it's pretty far away from current price, so might have maybe a while before we actually get in that trade. What's good, trading Imran? I hope I said your name right. Welcome to the stream, bro. Get into some NZD. Actually, skip this. Let's look at something more cleaner. Okay, that's 100 looks pretty good. Let's look at next 100. Look on a daily time frame over at all-time highs. So our daily is definitely bullish. Are we selling GBP? We don't know yet. I'm not selling anything yet. I'm just doing my market analysis for all of the pairs that I do trade. Then I will decide which ones are my favorite after I finish doing everything you see to the right on my watch list. Looking at the daily time frame, we're overall bullish. How do I know? We just broke above these highs over here. Overall bullish on NAS 100 at all-time highs. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, ask myself the same question: are we bullish or bearish? We're bullish. Not only did we take out this high, but we created a high, a little higher low right over here, and a new high where we're bullish on the 4-hour. The bullish on daily, bullish on the 4-hour. Let's see what the 1-hour looks like. 1-hour time frame is bullish as well. How do I know? We just broke this previous high to the left hand side, created this new high. This is my most recent high low that made that new high. Price never traded below this area. So technically, we are still bullish. What do you think about GBP USD? I have to do that right after I'm done this. Because that is a pair that I do trade. So daily is bullish, 4 hours bullish, 1 hour bullish. All of these time frames are bullish. So ideally, I want to take more buys than sells on NAS 100. Not really looking for any sales opportunities. Now it's about picking where I want to see price reach before selling. So price looks like it's slowing down up here. As you see, the volume in the candles got a little bit smaller. So we may have some sales coming in right over here. It doesn't mean I want to sell that retracement. I'm overall looking for a buy. So I want to mark off my current high, my previous high, which would be this high over here, and my current high or low. This is my resistance, support, support. This is current price. Very simple. And we broke above previous highs right over here. Never got a good enough retest. We can see if we can get a retest that pulls back into previous highs for a trend continuation to retest these highs over here. If the sells come into play here, then I will be looking to buy the market back up around this area. Going to draw our level of support with the highest body to the lowest wick, like so. So we had a bullish fake out right over here. Then we had a bullish closure, a 1 hour retest, a continuation. We can pull back into this area. We can look to take some more buys to target these highs. That's it. Other than that, if we even get a re-break above these highs here, we can look to take a breakout above this area. But taking out a breakout above this area is a little bit riskier because it's not a steep enough retracement for one. For two, we're again still buying all-time highs, so it is indeed of a pullback at some point in time, right? So the pullback can happen whenever. Like I can't predict when the pullback is going to happen, but that doesn't mean I try to trade the pullback either. Again, people that was seeing this at all-time highs, breaking above this here, they try to sell this, they got clapped. People that seen this all-time high here, try to sell this, they probably seen a little bit of profit on that wick, but overall got clapped. So again, I'm not here to try to predict the top of the market. I just want to go the way the market already going. So just because we at all-time highs don't mean I try to fade the volume. Because again, all-time highs was here at some point in time. As we took this high, people that was selling here got cooked. This was all-time highs at some point in time. We came back, we tested these highs. People that tried to sell here got cooked. So again, I'm not going to keep trying to sell all-time highs. Doesn't make sense to do that. Just want to take buys. So just go with the momentum. But keep in mind that buying at all-time highs, price is indeed need of retracement, and we don't know when the retracement is going to happen. Again, this is far away from the start of the move. The start of the move on that 100 started all the way down here, and haven't got a real retracement since. So, whatever. I'm still looking for buys. If we pull back here, we just look to take buys. If we buy above this area at all-time highs, making a new high, we have no structure looking left because price never been as high to actually use as the target. I'll just do a simple one-to-one to get out that trade for a profit if I get this trade up here. Either buy here or buy this breakout here. Either that, selling below here will be approaching to the 1 hour time frame. If that does happen, it would be counter to the daily 4 hour time frame because I look at this as a higher low in the 4 hour time frame. So it makes more sense to sell down here than to sell here because we could take this low on the 1 hour time frame, but still be bullish on the 4 hour time frame. And this probably looks like a nice fib level. If we retrace here, yeah, and pull back into this area, we can look to take some buys off of bullish fib. But again, I wouldn't want to buy as the 1 hour shift bearish below this low. Doesn't make sense. I need the 4 hour and the 1 hour to be influenced. This is not a stock. This is the NASDAQ. So it's NAS 100. I don't trade stocks in particular. I know how to trade stocks. I'm familiar with it. But I specifically trade the Forex market in pairs like NASDAQ and US 30 and gold. But that's what I think about NAS 100. Not the best setup, but it could be something that sets up during the New York session. Somebody said GU. Let's go look at GU right now. First look at GU. Daily time frame overall bullish. Maybe wondering why am I saying bullish? Because price made a new high right over here, breaking above this high. This is just a retracement of an overall bullish trend. Price moves in waves. So again, you're going to have retracements. Just because you see a retracement doesn't mean that that ticker or that pair is bearish. This is just a retracement of a overall bullish push. Price was bearish back over here with these lower lows and lower highs. Price eventually came to take this high where we had a shift in structure going bullish, and now we see we have a higher high, higher low, a higher high. So daily time frame is indeed bullish. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame now. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, we're bearish. You might be wondering how would I know we're bearish on the 4-hour? It's because price created this higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we eventually had this push down that took out this low where we transitioned from being bullish to bearish on this 4-hour time frame, particularly. So our 4-hour time frame is bearish. 1-hour time frame is bullish. Let's see how our 1-hour looks. Bearish as well. How do I know? We created equal highs sitting right over here. Price took out the lowest point before making those equal highs, transitioning into bearish structure. Once this happened, you see our lower lows and lower highs begin to form with this price action here. That's how I know the 1-hour is now bearish. Now that I know the 1-hour is bearish and the 4-hour is bearish, that it makes more sense for me to sell rather than buy, just because I have more time frames telling me to sell, like the 4-hour and 1-hour versus the daily that tells me to sell versus buy. Now it's about where do I want to. Okay, this song is fucking pissing me off. Like I'm trying to do my chart breakdown. All I hear is I like bad boys like you. Like I like bad boys and shit, bro. Like let's be for real. What's the most you trade? I don't have nothing that I would say I trade most. Like off the top of my head, I trade everything you see here, and I rank my pairs in order from the highest quality to the lowest quality. Then I only focus on the highest quality trades for that session. But that's what I'm doing now. I haven't picked one yet. Like everything I went over so far doesn't look like too high of a quality of trade, or it's not necessarily close to where I want to enter. I haven't really picked yet. But so far, I'm just going to my breakdowns of all the assets I trade, and I want to pick my highest quality ones based off of the breakdowns that I do, and I want to focus on those top 3 for this session. Get into GU. Oh, I already did it. So 4 hours bearish, 1 hour bearish. Want to look at the sales overall. Mark off my levels now. I draw my levels on the 1-hour time frame. I want to mark off my current low, which would be this low right over here. My previous low, which will be this low right over here. My current lower high, which will be this lower high here. Looking at this price action, I see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's how I view it. All right. We have a break of this previous low, a retest. The retest pretty much failed. People that try to sell here probably got cooked looking at this retest to hold, and price is giving a deeper retracement. It doesn't mean I try to buy because it's retracement. I'm still looking for sales overall, just because there's higher probability that the sales will play out. Just because I have more time frames telling me to sell rather than telling me to buy. Okay, so just because this level failed doesn't mean that it's going to continue higher. It could just fake out buyers now and then continue down with the overall direction of the market being aggressively bearish. So I would have a sell opportunity up here with confirmations. No confirmations in this area. It just looked like it continue higher. So no sales here. Our next potential opportunity to take sales is if we close below this lows down here. Looking to the left of price, this is a previous level of support and resistance, meaning this is a strong level. So to even make this a little bit cleaner, let's just ignore this level because this is a minor level, not really significant or a big reaction off this level. I'd rather wait for price to close below this level where we have support here, resistance here, support here. This is a stronger level. If we can sell below this level, we can look to target these lows down here. Meaning this is our next area that price could potentially reject off of. How do I know that? Because the last time price was in this area, we had a big reaction off of going opposite to the direction that I want to actively trade. If I'm talking too fast, y'all, shout out to 25 people in the chat. If I'm talking too fast, let me know, okay? I got a habit of talking fast, but to me, it seems normal. So if y'all want me to slow down, just let me know, and I can slow down. But so far, I don't think I'm talking fast. So yeah, we had some potential sells below this area. I do like this setup. So this is going to be our first pair we add to our top of our list. As far as buys, I would, even though the 1 hour does shift bullish here, I really wouldn't want to buy above this area because our 4 hour will still be bearish. Just that this, if we shift bullish here on the 1 hour time frame specifically, that would just indicate that we are in a 4 hour retracement. So I would be expecting price to pull back to a 4 hour fib level if we do break this high and potentially take sales up here or so, where we have a rejection off of a 0.50 on our favorite retracement of this overall bearish push that took out this low, right over here, this low, and this low. But I like to keep my charts clean, so I don't need all that nonsense on there. So this is our only opportunities to sell at this area on GU. What else? So I did NAS 100, I did gold, I did GJ, I didn't do NZDUSD, didn't do AU, didn't do GBPCHF. Let's look to see which looks better, which looks best. I'm thinking EU. Let's look at EU. Excuse me. Shout out to all the new followers that we got this stream so far. We got 6 new followers. Let's go. Let's go to the daily time frame. Ask myself, are we making new highs and new lows? We're making new highs. How do I know? Price took this high over here, making a new high. This is just a retracement phase of an overall bullish push. So 4 hour is indeed, not 4 hour, daily is bullish. Let's see what the 4 hour looks like. 4 hour time frame is bullish as well. How do I know? Because we took this high right over here and this high right over here, making a new high. This was the lowest point price was before creating that new high, meaning we have a high, low, and the aggressive new high. Price hasn't taken this low out yet. So this is technically still just a retracement of an overall bullish push. In order for this time frame to go bearish, we need to first take this low out that created that new high. So our daily is bullish, our 4 hour is bearish. Daily is bullish, our 4 hour is bullish, our 1 hour is bearish. How do I know? Because price took this low where we shifted bearish, and then we have this clear bearish structure here, making lower lows and lower highs. So if our 1 hour is daily is bullish and 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bearish, all I have to do is wait for the 1 hour to go bullish to take a trade because I have the daily and the 4 hour already being bullish. So then you may be wondering, where do our 1 hour go bullish? If price breaks above our most recent lower high on the 1 hour time frame, that's where we shift bullish. So if you look, we have a low, a lower high, a break of previous low, a pullback into previous low where we have a rejection, and a continuation. So people probably execute off of this trade and made a new low. So this is our confirmed lower high. How do I know it's confirmed? Because we made a new low after price created that lower high, taking out the previous high low to the left-hand side. Noticing that, I know that if price comes back and trades back above the previous lower high, we could see that buyers coming back in control on the 1 hour time frame alongside the 4 hour and daily already being bullish. Okay, so this is a high quality trade. I could look to take some buys above this area, approach into the 4 hour, daily, and 1 hour if price breaks above these highs. And then we can look to target the top of this range as the overall target, and then use all of these lower highs as the potential targets. So this lower high here be a potential target. This here will be the potential target. And we can look to try to manage our trade here as far as taking partials or break even or things of that nature at this area, because this is an area that price previously rejected. That's that. This setup does look good. As far as sales, if the 1 hour just continues bearish and never flips bullish, really wouldn't want to sell until our 4 hour goes bearish. That doesn't happen until price comes down to take this low. This was the highest. This was the, actually this low. This was the lowest point before price created a significant high all the way up here. So I don't want to sell until price can close below that area. And then I'll anticipate price to continue down because our 4 hour will be bearish. Crypto market crash right now. I don't trade crypto. What coin is this? This is not a coin. So every chart doesn't mean crypto. There are different financial assets like futures, stocks, options, indices, Forex. So just because you see candlesticks doesn't mean it is crypto or things of that nature. This is Euro USD, so this is a Forex pair. I do like this overall though. I like this potential buy. So let's bring this up to the top. I said buys on GU too, right? Actually, I said sells on GU. So these markets pretty much correlate. As you can see, we have an aggressive drop on GU and an aggressive drop on EU at around the same time. So if we continue higher on EU, I can get some buys here. That will mean I avoid taking a loss on these sells. And if we take sells here on GU, I avoid taking a loss on the buys here because EU should continue down following GU. Let's look at UJ. Okay, I don't want to look at UJ. This is just straight chop, overall consolidation all right here. I don't want to trade this range. Not even going to do a breakdown on that. Let's look at US30. Daily time frame, overall bullish. How do I know we're making a new high above the previous high to the left-hand side? Clear as day. Going on the 4 hour time frame, ask myself the same question. Are we bullish or bearish? We're still bearish above these highs over here. This was the new high This was the lowest point price made before making that new high. We still should be bullish as long as price remain above this area. Actually, we're gonna use this area because now I'm looking at it like we got equal highs here now. Equal highs was the lowest point before making them equal highs. We should be bullish as long as we stay above this area. Daily is bullish, 4 hours bullish. Look at the 1 hour time frame. Look at our 1 hour time frame. We are bullish as well. We go bearish below these lows down here though. If price can break below these lows down here, this is where we decide to go bearish on a 1 hour time frame. But because our daily and our 4 hour is still bullish, I'm only looking for buy opportunities. Based off of this overall range, I don't want to buy in this range. This is too choppy. So I'm going to avoid trading US30 because I want to trade inside this chop. In order for me to take a trade on US30, I would rather take it above this area. Other than that, I don't want to participate in this chop at all. This is a decision level, right? Price has no clear direction inside this overall price action. Everything looks fucking trash today outside of these two. Actually, everything does look actually trash. Looking at the daily time frame on GA, we are making new lows. So we're bearish. How do I know? Because we just took this low right over here. Looking on the 4 hour time frame, we are bullish. How do I know? We took this lower high right over here where we went bullish. Made some internal highs in here. Never took this low, so technically we are still bullish. What I say in the 1 hour daily? Daily was bearish, 4 hours bullish. 1 hour is bearish. So I just need our 1 hour to shift bullish for me to take a buy. Where does that shift bullish at? If we could take out this lower high right over here, breaking back into this range, and then we can look to target the top of this range if we get this buy. Very self-explanatory, very simple. As far as sells, I really want to sell until on the 4 hour, according to the 4 hour, until price can take this 4 hour low, which will be this 1 hour low. Then we can look to trade the into the bottom of this range right over here. I'm gonna go a little bit faster so I can stop doing these breakdowns, to be honest. But I do like this, so we're gonna add this up here. GJ daily time frame bullish, 4 hour time frame bullish, 1 hour time frame bearish. How do I know? We created equal highs over here. Price took this low where we decided to go bearish. So because of daily and 4 hours bullish, and I went out bearish, I don't want to take sells. I want to take buys. So I have to wait for 1 hour to shift bullish first. It doesn't happen until price can come up and take these highs. Then we can look to target this top of the range and look at these buys as far as sells. Let's go back to the 4 hour time frame. Really want to sell until price come down to take this 4 hour low. Then we can look to target the bottom of this range down here if this 4 hour low gets taken. That's that. GBP CHF daily time frame, bearish, 4 hour time frame bearish, 1 hour time frame bearish. All of those time frames are bearish, so we can look to take some sells. This will be our current and previous low right at the same exact area. That's our most recent lower high. I don't want to trade this price action. I would rather trade below this range where we can look to trade below this wick, trade below these bodies to fill this wick. Looking left to current price action, we can look to target these lows down here as well. So we can look to take some sells below this area. As far as buying above this area, let's go back to the 4 hour time frame. This 4 hour still bearish. I don't want to buy above this area. I don't want to buy against the 4 hour. So instead, I wait for the 4 hour to go bullish, and that doesn't happen until price can take this high. Hey, why you don't stick to 1 to 2 pairs? Because it's important to diversify your watch list. This is why. Let me pause the music real quick. The market moves in cycles. Not only do the market has different phases. You have expansion phases, you have consolidation phases, you have reversal phases. You have manipulation, you have distribution, things of that nature. Market moves in different phases, right? I only take pro trend trades. So just because the market could be in a retracement phase during my session, through the whole session. So I'm not going to try to take that counter trend retracement phase trade because it lowers the quality of the trade. So if I'm overall looking for buys, but just for that session is in a retracement and then setting up buys for the next session, I'm not going to try to take that fade retracement. Instead, I just focus on taking the high quality trades or the pro trend trades. So instead of trying to force a sell because that's what's happening during that session, I would just trade something totally different. That way I'm focused on the quality of the trade, not necessarily just being in the trade. That's how I only take A+ or A rated setup. any trade I take is not, most of the time, is not any lower than an A-rated setup. That doesn't mean I don't lose. I still, like, A-rated setups does have potential to lose as well, but I only take high quality trades. I don't trade retracements. I only trade pro trend trades according to the high time frame. So if we're in a retracement like this, instead of me trying to sell within this retracement, trying to predict when the retracement is going to continue lower, instead I would just wait for buys to set up or trade something else where the buys is already setting up. Do you need an editor or a clipper for your content? No, I'm good, bro. Appreciate the offer though. I'm not that consistent when it comes to posting content, just because I don't really care for it too much. I like doing stuff live and more because I like giving a real raw reaction and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I don't stick to 1 to 2 pairs. It weeds out me taking low quality setups, just trying to force the trade. Bro, trading Asian is not Asian session. It is 2:22 a.m. going on 2:30. So this is pre-London. And I'm not trading because I'm not in a trade yet. I'm looking at the market to prepare for a trade or to see what the market has to offer coming into London session. But this is not Asian session. This is the end of Asian going into pre-London, which London open is in 30 minutes. Let's look at AU. Daily time frame overall bullish. 4-hour time frame is bearish. How do I know? We took this low. 1-hour time frame is bearish as well. How do I know we're making new lows? So knowing that the 4-hour and our 1-hour is both bearish, I rather want to take sells overall rather than taking buys. So I'm only looking for opportunities to sell. Looking at the structure here, we have clear lower lows and lower highs here. Price created a new low. So I want to sell if we could break and retest this new low to the left hand side. Very simple. We can look to take some sells below this area, and then we can look to target the bottom of the range. This is a major level of support. How do I know? I'm burping, pardon me. The last time price was down in this area, we had a big reaction off of it. And then price was down here, we had an impulse to the upside. Price down here, impulse to the upside. Price was up here, have a fake out, and it continued down, right? So this is a big level in the market, a strong level in the market. So if price could break and close below this level, come back up to retest, I would look to take a trend continuation, being bearish, alongside this overall aggressive drop that's happened on the 1-hour and the 4-hour time frame. And this lets you know the daily time frame is in a retracement phase, but we do have potential to continue further until we retest these previous highs to the left hand side right over here. Look at the 1-hour time frame, clean traffic to the left hand side based off my entry, and then we can look to target these lows down here for our next area that price could potentially reject. As far as buys, a 1-hour does shift bullish if it does push up and take this high, but again, I don't want to buy against the 4-hour time frame. So instead, I will wait for the 4-hour to go bullish, and the 4-hour doesn't go bullish until price comes all the way back up to retake these highs. So that's far away from current price, so I'm not even going to put them buys up on the screen. There's no point. So I do like these sells though. This is pretty clean. What's your broker? My broker on my personal account is CoinEx. My broker on my pot firm accounts, I have 2 different pot firm accounts, one with Top 1 Trader and one with Alpha Trader. I trade in the Forex market. So the Forex market is open 24/5. So I can trade Asian session if I wanted to, and I can trade London on New York session as long as it's Monday through Friday, or Sunday 5 p.m. through Friday 5 p.m. If that's why you asked that question. This setup looks pretty good though. Let's continue into the USD. Let's look at it. Let me spit this gum outside. I'm gonna give you ASMR. I don't even know if y'all heard me chewing the gum or not, but let me spit it out. US oil. Okay, US oil. I'll do US oil. Somebody must have asked me about this before, because I already had stuff on up here. Why not futures? I don't know. I can trade the Nasdaq, which is the same as NQ through a Forex platform, so it doesn't make no difference. And do you trade stocks? No, I don't trade stocks. I'm familiar with stocks, but I don't trade it because I just trade Forex and basically. So no point in me trading stock, to be honest. I make money with Forex, so I don't need to trade other stuff. I do position or long-term invest into crypto though. That's about it. So just Forex and crypto. So you can say Forex and futures, whatever, because I trade the Nasdaq, but I don't trade it as NQ. I trade it as NAS 100. They are the same thing though, just not through a futures broker. US oil, daily time frame, overall bearish. How do I know we're bearish on the daily time frame? It's because price is making a new low below this low. This is just a retracement of an overall bearish market. So we have equal lows, relatively equal lows right over here. Daily time frame is bearish. 4-hour time frame. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. We're bullish on the 4-hour time frame. How do I know? We made a new high above this high. This was the lowest point price was before making this new high. Price never went and closed back below this low. So technically, we are still bullish. We're close to flipping bearish on the 4-hour time frame, but until we break this level, we're still bullish. So what I said, bearish on the daily, bullish on the 4-hour, bearish on the 1 hour. So I don't want to. Yeah, 4 hours bullish, 1 hour bearish. These time frames has to be in sync for me to place a trade. So it's very self-explanatory. Until these time frames go in sync, I will not take a trade on US oil. So the 4-hour is overall bullish. It goes bearish below this low. So in order for me to sell approach into the 1 hour time frame, I need to see if this 4-hour low gets the price close below this 4-hour low, and you can look to target this low down here. As far as the 1 hour time frame, I wouldn't want to buy approach into the 4-hour time frame until the 1 hour goes bullish first. And you might be wondering, where does the 1 hour go bullish? If price retake this lower high. How do I know? Because this was the highest point price made before making a new low below this low here. So if we can come back up and break above this lower high, you can look for a reversal on this 1 hour time frame, being approaching to the 4 hour time frame, and you can look to target these highs up here. So if I was trading oil, I would either take buys above this area to target these highs or sells below this area to target these lows. Based off of where current price is, this is a indecision level because you have the 4 hour and the 1 hour contradicting itself when it comes to directional bias. Hopefully that makes sense. Would you like an indicator with which may change your life? No, I don't use indicators. I trade pure price action. What cryptos are you in? I'm not in any cryptos at the moment, but I am waiting to get I do have a pending order set on XRP that just hasn't been filled yet. I did buy XRP in November last year at about 60 cents, 70 cents. I bought XRP again at $1.10. I bought again at $1.70. I bought again at $2.10. I bought again at $2.30, and I sold all my XRP a little over $3. And I'm just waiting for a price to fill in another pending order. I do have proof that I bought at all those prices as well, if that makes you feel better. Why didn't you hold just longer? Because price was slowing down around that $3 mark. It was at all-time highs. I don't know how high XRP is going to go. Because I trade pure price action, I like to secure profits. And there's nothing wrong with taking profits and scaling back in to me. I would have been mad as fuck though if it slowed down in volume at $3 and then came back all the way down to, let's say, 70 cents, where I actually bought my first position, and then I just let all of that profit slip away from me, and then now I'm holding even longer. So I just secure profits, and I'm looking to scale back in as my pending order gets filled. That's what I think about US oil. Let's continue. Anybody else got any pairs they want me to look at? It could be anything. It could be a stock. It could be an option. It could be anything. It doesn't really matter. I trade pure price action and breaks and retests of previous highs and lows with higher time frame confluence on directional bias. So long as the market has Japanese candlesticks, I can give you an accurate prediction on where I think price will go, just based off of pure market structure. The S&P, I got you. I'll do the S&P. NQ, so NQ and NAS 100 is the same. So if you look at NAS 100 here, let's clear my chart. Let's look at this price action. This is all-time highs on NAS 100. If I type in NQ, which is the NASDAQ, it looks just like NAS 100, literally the same price action. You just see a different number here. So NQ is at 24.8K. If I go to NAS 100, notice the candlesticks looked exactly the same. That would go. There we go. So let's do that again. I clicked the wrong one. Okay, looking at NQ, all you see here is just a market open gap. That gap got filled. Continuation on NQ is at 24.8K. If I just click on NAS 100, the price action looks the same. We had a gap here, but again, NAS 100 don't show you the gap, but it got filled here, and then continuation. And instead of 24.8K, is at 24.6K. So it's relatively the same. NAS 100 and NQ, they are both the NASDAQ. you just NAS100 is the Forex version, and Q is the futures version. Same as MNQ. So MNQ is the same as NAS100, which is the same as NQ. This is just the Nasdaq Mini. So same price action, same price. So based off of the person that wanted me to do NAS100, I'm looking at buys on NAS100, being that we're buying at all-time highs. But before I buy, I need to see a pullback into this 24.560 area before buys, or we could take a trend continuation if we break above this 24.640 area, give me a pullback back into this area with rejection, and then a continuation. The S&P, how does it work on psychology? I got you. I'll talk about that right after I go over S&P. I like you, bro. I don't know what to call you because you anonymous. I'm gonna call you anonymous. I like you though. You ask some good questions. Hold on real quick. Let me look at something. Let's play music back. Also trade. How long you been trading? My name is Gio. What's good, Gio? Can we go over gold? Yeah, I can go over gold again. Let me do S&P real quick. SP 500. All right, looking at the S&P on a daily time frame, we're overall bullish as fuck. Right? How do I know we're bullish? We took these highs over here, making a new high. Just no real retracement. But on a 4-hour time frame, we're bullish as fuck as well. How do I know? Price took these highs right over here, making equal highs with the rejection. But as long as we stay above these higher low, we're technically still bullish on a 4-hour time frame. Look at a 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame is bullish as well. How do I know? We have some internal structure with lower lows and lower highs. Pretty some relatively equal lows here. Then price took this lower high, going bullish, making a new high above these highs over here. So daily is bullish, 4 hours bullish. When I was bullish, I would rather buy rather than sell. But now it's about finding where you want to buy it. So this is our current high. So if price can break our current high, come pull back into it for a retest, we can look to take some buy continuations above this area. Other than that, this is our most recent higher low. Meaning this is the lowest point price made before we made a new high. And buying off of any of these mid levels in here, like this mid level, or this mid level, doesn't make sense according to risk to reward, right? If I buy at this one here, the risk to reward potential for our next previous rejection is not until right up here. Like this is too tight of a range to trade. This is overall a decision level. Even though we're still bullish, this is just choppiness, right? Inside this overall price action, we just have a consolidation. I don't want to trade this sideways action, so I need price to pick a direction, either above it or below it. If price breaks below it, this is where our 4-hour go bearish, meaning we're taking out our 4-hour potential higher low below this level after making equal highs. And this is also a 1-hour going bearish too at the same exact point. So our 4-hour and our 4-hour and our 1-hour time frame both go bearish at the same exact time, giving you an added influence that we could potentially reverse and start to see some sellers regain control below this area. Then you can look to target these lows down here, or you can target this wick for a wick fill, or you can look to target a longer target all the way down here at these levels of rejection, because this was an aggressive push up that does have to get filled in at some point in time. That doesn't mean it has to happen now or within the next couple of days, but it does need to happen. Other than that, this is a consolidation. I really wouldn't want to trade inside this overall price action. This price action here just looks shit to trade, so I'd rather trade above it as far as buys, and as far as sells, below this area. That's what I think about the S&P. So trading, how to get better with trading psychology. You get better with trading psychology by having a definite plan and journaling. You get more confident in your strategy or whatever. So wait, let me answer that. Let me start all over with answering that question. There is a lot of stuff that plays into trading psychology, not just over trading, right? You have over trading, you have risk management, you have revenge trading. Like there's a lot of different aspects of trading that ties into psychology. You can be someone that doesn't overtrade, but they revenge trade. You could be somebody that doesn't overtrade or revenge trade, but they're just not confident. Meaning they don't execute when they should execute and they wait. They let the trade go away from them and then enter late. Stuff like that. Right. So there's a lot of different stuff that plays into psychology. It depends on what you're struggling with personally. So for somebody that's overtrading, all you have to do to get over overtrading is create a strict schedule for yourself, meaning you only taking one trade a day or two trades a day during that New York session or during that London session, and stick to one session. Then you will by default stop overtrading because you're being disciplined to having that set up to where it's only one trade a day. And having that set up, knowing in the back of your head that you can only take one trade a day, you're going to be more picky about which trade you take because you know that this is the only trade you're going to take. Meaning that forces you to only take high quality setups because you don't want to lose too early or trade outside of session. That's as far as overtrading. Somebody that's not confident in your trade, get into journaling, right? Journaling is going to help you build confidence because you're going to see the repetitions and see what you're doing good versus what you're doing bad, and get more. The more reps you get in, like the more trades you actually take, the more confidence you'll get. Only way to build confidence is to actually execute in the markets. If somebody is struggling with risk management, again, you need a system to counteract that risk management, right? That way this system will be only risk 1% per trade. Okay, risk 1% per trade. No, I don't give a fuck how good it's set up with. I don't give a fuck if it's NFP and you know for a fact, not for a fact, but you like 90% sure it's going to go up, right? I still stick to that same risk management because it still has that 10% chance to go down. And risk management protects you from that. So to answer this question in its entirety, build a nice trading plan or trading strategy. Well, a trading plan around a trading strategy and only trade that, and that's it. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. No derailing from the plan. And create and inside the plan, it must be step by step in order and sequence of events. I mean, I need to see this happen first, this happen next, this happen then I enter. Other than that, it's outside of the plan. Like I know a couple people that trade differently depending on what they're trading. I know people that trade futures different than they trade Forex. Or people that trade options different than they trade stocks. Things of that nature. Me personally, I trade the same thing. I trade the same way no matter what it is I'm trading. It could be S&P, it could be XRP, it could be Bitcoin, it could be gold, NASDAQ, YMES. I don't care what it is. Trade them all the same because they all have price action. They all create high highs and high lows. They all have retracement phases, distribution phases, manipulation phases. They all have the same thing. There's no point in me trying to trade a different strategy for a different ticker or different pair when they all have the same kind of price action. Just some are faster than others. That is the only difference. When I say faster than others, that just means the candlesticks are bigger and more aggressive, and the runners run longer, things of that nature. But again, I could trade EU. I trade EU the same way I trade gold, even though EU have smaller moves. Like EU, I could trade EU with a 10, 15 point stop loss easy. When it comes to trading gold, I might have a 50 to a 60 pip stop loss because that's a more volatile pair. Doesn't mean I change my strategy. That just simply means I adjust stop loss and adjust my lot size or my contract size based off of what I'm trading. And that way it still equal out to be 1%. Hopefully that answered your question. Can you explain when and how to use time frames? Yes. When to answer your question, when to use time frames, every time you come to the chart to do a top-down analysis, you should be looking at time frames because it is important to have multiple time frames on your side because that is a added confluence, meaning I'm gonna give you an analogy, but I'm gonna go detail in this. So I'm gonna answer this right after I answer this other person. Everyone see my comment. It's very big chance for recovery losses. The market will open, go up. Don't miss it. Out again. Say don't miss it. It's fine for a loss recovery. Message me. Okay, Aaliyah. Let's go ahead and just mute that account. All right, you could take a 5-minute timeout. So to answer your question on time frames, right? It is important to always look at multiple time frames because let me give you an analogy, right? I say this analogy all the time. Hypothetically speaking, say I'm a street hustler and I'm in Times Square and you visit in Times Square, right? Just first time in New York, you want to have that New York experience where the people is playing games on the street and you want to play one games, right? Let me pause the music so that way I make sure that you understand this. So I'm a street hustler in Times Square. I have a game. You gonna bet $1,000 on this game that you're playing with me. In order to play, you have to pay me 1K. And this is the game. I'm going to tell you the rules right now. Okay. I will have 3 crayons. The 3 crayons will be either 2 colors, red or blue. I will show you which crayons are red and which crayons are blue. I'm going to put the crayons inside a brown paper bag, meaning you can't see inside the bag. Take them up at random. You as the player are going to put your hand inside the bag and pull out one random crayon. All the crayons are going to be the same shape. Only difference is the colors. Okay? Once the crayons go inside the bag, they can't switch colors. So the way they go in is the way they will be in there the whole time. There's no trick. There's no hitting flip or trick to try to scam you out of this game. In order for you to play this game, you got to give me 1K. And then if you win, I give you back 2K. That's how it works. So that means you bet 1K to make 2K or profit 1K. Okay? So hypothetically speaking, say you come to play this game. I tell you that there are 3 crayons in my hand. 2 of them blue and 1 of them is red. You are to bet which color crayon you're going to pull out this bag. You give me the 1K to play. I'll show you the 2 blue, show you 1 red. I put them in a brown paper bag. I shake the bag up at random. You put your hand in the bag, pull out 1 random crayon. What color do you think are you going to bet on? The blue or the red? Knowing that there's 2 blue in the bag and 1 red. I want the person that asked me about the time frames to answer this question. Emils. Hopefully he's still in here. Know that there's 3 crayons in the bag, 2 of them blue, 1 of them red. You're betting your money that you're going to pull out one specific color crayon. What color are you going to bet behind? The blue one or the red one, knowing that there's 2 blue and 1 red? Come on, Emil. You can't ask a question and not engage. Anybody can answer. Blue. Okay, why do y'all think blue? Why blue though? The probability is higher. Okay, why do you think blue? Yep, blue because the probability is higher. So knowing that, that's how time frames work. 2 out of 1 chance of pulling blue, correct? All right, so that's how probabilities work. Each time frame represents a different crayon. Each time frame tells its own story. It's important to understand that the daily direction tells its own story, the 4-hour direction tells its own story, and the 1-hour direction tells its own story. So if I use that as a chart example, meaning I have a daily being bullish, well, not the daily. If I have a daily being bearish, a 4-hour being bullish, and a 1-hour being bullish, ideally as a trader, what do you think is the higher probability of you winning the trade just off of being right on the direction of the market? Do you think the buyers want to continue or the sellers want to continue? Or do you think you have a better chance of buying, winning, or selling, winning, knowing that there's 2 blues or 1 red? You're going to have more chance of winning on the buy side just because you have more time frames telling you that buyers are in control. That is why it's important. That is why it's important to use multiple time frame confluence. It gives you more confidence in the trade, let you know that you're on the right side of the market. It's important to understand that. So I want to say, like, the market can either go 2 ways, either up or down, right? The market either go 2 ways, up or down. Inside this up or down action, you do have consolidation, but inside the consolidation, it's still, each candle is still going either bullish or bearish, candle by candle by candle. So all you have to do as a trader is be on the right side of the market most of the time. If you're on the right side of the market and you still lose the trade, that means you have a keen sense of direction. Your timing was just off. So it's easier to try to critique your entries and make improvement in that way rather than trying to find a whole new strategy. All you have to do is be on the right side of the market, and most of the time, you're going to win the trade. if you're still losing trades, consecutively losing trades, knowing while the market is still going your way, that just either means your timing was off with based upon your entry, or your stop loss was too tight, meaning price took you out before continuing in the direction that it tended to go. All you have to do is just adjust that, then boom, now you're starting to become profitable, or you're starting to see more wins. So knowing that the market either go up or down, all you have to do is be on the right side of the market most of the time, and then perfect entries and stop loss placement and things of that nature. So that's why it's important, because multiple time frames give you a sense of direction on whether the probability of the market going either higher or lower based off of the structure that each time frame is showing. How many time frames should you use? Now, me personally, there is no set number of how many time frames you should use, right? I have the daily 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, and 1 minute all the way up here. I don't use all of them though. My main time frame is a daily 4 hour and 1 hour. And I use the 5 minute as well, right? So I use a daily 4 hour to establish direction, the 1 hour to establish a direction as well. I use the 1 hour time frame as well to draw my levels. So you don't see me drawing levels on the daily and the 4 hour because those are too high of a time frame. And I'll be waiting longer periods of time for price to even reach those levels. That's why I draw my levels on the 1 hour time frame, because that way I'm not really swing trading, but I'm still being patient and going with the high time frame direction buys. I feel like the 1 hour is the middle ground. I feel like the 1 hour is the middle ground between the high time frames and the lower time frames. So it's a daily 4 hour, 1 hour to establish the direction. I draw my levels on the 1 hour time frame as well. Then I enter on a 5 minute. I say lower time frame for entry because the lower time frame gives you more accuracy on getting a better entry, a better stop loss, and gives you that risk to reward aspect of trading rather than just using the hourly time frame. And I look at to target 1 hour levels. So daily 4 hour, 1 hour for direction, 1 hour I draw my levels, 5 minute for entries. But I don't go to the 5 minute until price reaches my 1 hour level first. So let's say, like this example right over here, I'm waiting for sales below this area. No point in me looking at the 5 minute time frame right now because price is not even in the area that I want to sell at. Price is all the way up here. So what am I looking at the 5 minute for? I'm not going to FOMO end up here to sell, because I know in order for me to sell, I want to see this low get rebroke first. So I don't never make it to the 5 minute time frame until the 1 hour, until price gets to my 1 hour level. Great way to explain. How many should you use? Oh yeah, I answered that question. What brokers are the best to use? Brokers are really personal preference. There are two kinds of brokers: regulated brokers and unregulated brokers. The difference is regulated brokers give you more security. Unregulated brokers give you more leverage. Leverage just means how much they match your deposit. So, or how much buying power you have in that market based off your deposit. Meaning higher leverage, you can flip smaller amounts of money faster. Lower leverage means it's going to take you longer to grow an account. But that's the plus side to regulated brokers is you get security with your money, meaning you don't got to worry about getting scammed based off of an offshore or unregulated broker taking your money and never giving you a payout once you request a withdrawal. So that's what. Now, I'm not telling you that to scare you away from trading with unregulated brokers, because my personal account is with an unregulated broker. It is an offshore broker. But it's important to, when you're trading with the offshore broker, to pick a broker that has a good reputation already. That way you don't have to really be too skeptical about them because they already have a good reputation. You trade NZD/USD? Yes, I do. That's right over here. But I focus on the quality of the trades, because thanks for the roses, bro. I focus on the quality of the trade. I don't take counter trades. So if the market is in a retracement phase of overall counter trend, so say the market is overall bullish, making new highs, but for that specific session, it's showing bearish, meaning we're in a pullback. I'm not going to try to take them pullback sells. I would just either wait for the sells to die out to take pro trend buys, or wait for the sellers to take out the previous higher low on that higher time frame, to where the higher time frames are now bearish alongside the lower time frames already being bearish, and then sell. That way, I avoid taking the lower quality trades. Any counter trend trade is already low quality in itself, just because you're betting on the wrong color crayon. If I have two blue crayons and one red crayon on the back, and I bet on a red crayon, the odds of me winning on that bet is a lot lower. It doesn't mean I can't still win. Just because you take a counter trend trade doesn't mean you can't still win. Like, you can still win counter trend trades, but it's important to note that the counter trend trades are lower quality just because you're going against the overall direction of the market. You're swimming against the current of the ocean, so you're not going to get cover as much distance. To put it like that, I think that was a good way to put it. So because I focus on the quality of the trade, not necessarily the trade of the session or the direction of that session, I have a lot more pairs here. That way I avoid taking the pairs that have lower quality trades. Meaning every setup I take is pro trend to my directional bias and at a major key level. Literally every single setup I take. Unless we're coming into a Friday or in the week, I'm already green in the week, then I'll get more aggressive. So as the market open, I'll a little bit be more conservative, just that way I can make some profit on the week. And as I get up on the week, then I start to be more aggressive, take a more aggressive approach, and just to try to maximize my gains in that week. But if I start to lose too much after like the start of the week, start to give back too much of the money that I made during that week, then I would just cut my week short. Bro, going crazy with the roses. What's your strat? I trade support resistance in a nutshell. So I use high time frame direction bias to establish direction, and I trade at major key levels. So to put it in the diagram form, I say the daily time frame is making a new high. How do I know? We create this higher high, higher low, and a new higher high. On our 4 hour time frame, we have something like this, new high. Let's make this a different color so you know that this is a different time frame. Let's make it a different color again because that was too close to the last color. Okay, say this is our daily time frame, meaning making new highs. A 4 hour time frame making a new highs. Then we have a 1 hour time frame that looks like this, and this is current price. Make this a new color, orange. That's too close to red. Fuck, yellow. Okay, a darker yellow. Okay, a bolder yellow. Okay, black, bro. Fuck it. Okay, there we go. Okay, I learned that already. Yeah, so if we have a daily being bullish, making a new high above here, 4 hour being bullish, making a new high as well, or 1 hour being bearish because we're making new lows, I would just simply wait for the 1 hour to go bullish as price shift in structure above this 1 hour level to look to take buys. I wait for 1 hour closure above the level first. Once the 1 hour closure above the level, then I scale down to the 5-minute time frame, wait for a pullback. Then on that 5-minute time frame, I need price to show me lower lows and lower highs like so, meaning it's going, let me know that this 1 hour time frame is in a retracement because our 5-minute is showing me lower lows and lower highs. I simply wait for this same thing to happen right over here to happen again. Meaning I just wait for the most recent lower high to get taken out on that 5-minute chart to take a buy, stop loss below my 1 hour candle or the low of that 5-minute time frame, and I look to target the previous highs looking to the left hand side or our next structure level or next pivot point in price. So that's how I trade. The high time frame buys mean that daily is bullish, 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bearish, or 1 hour could be bullish, either or. I'll wait for the 1 hour to give me a breakout of previous structure. So we have a break of this previous high to the left hand side, a pullback into it to see if price can hold as support. And then have a break, a retest, and I look for a continuation to go higher. So that's what it looks like in diagram form. You have a Discord? Yeah, I have a Discord. If anybody want to join my free Discord, you just send me a message on TikTok and I will shoot you a link. My Discord is completely free. And what session you trade on NZDUSD London session. Inside my free Discord, I do one-on-one coaching sessions. I do one-on-one coaching sessions over the weekend. I will send so inside my free Discord, I do one-on-one sessions over the weekend for free, so you don't have to pay me nothing. I don't sell any services. For the new people that's here that don't know me, future references, I don't sell any services. There are fake accounts of me on Instagram. There are fake accounts of me on TikTok. There are fake accounts of me on Discord. Okay, I will never message you to sell you anything because I don't sell anything. I don't have a mentorship. I don't have a course. I don't have signals. I don't sell nothing. I live trade. So I'm not gonna make people pay for signals if they could just come to the live stream and get it for free. Stuff like that. So I don't sell anything. I'm not gonna ever try to sell you anything. I make money off of trading, and I have 2 other business ventures that I've do outside of the trading that's giving me a stream of income. So I don't personally need to sell you a fucking course or a mentorship. Don't really care for it. So I would send in the general chat room something like this where you say, do you want to be part of the one-on-one coaching session this weekend? Then I'll pick out of the people that vote yes, I will pick somebody that's I think is dedicated to trading. Okay, somebody that's interact. How do I know if dedicated to trading? Somebody that's interactive in the Discord and pulling up to the YouTube or TikTok live streams, things of that nature, engaging in the chat, asking questions. That lets me know that you're actively taking trading serious. I only want to focus on dumb kind of traders because again, you're not paying me nothing. So I'm giving up my completely free time to do this just for my level of trading. And I like to teach stuff. Okay, so you could be a completely beginner. You could be know nothing about trading. We can go over the pure bare bone basics of trading. But inside that one-on-one session, I will give you a detailed explanation of my Forex strategy as I do in the live streams. But I give you a detailed explanation of my strategy, my trading plan, my risk management, how I manage my trades while I'm in the trade. Not only that, how I manage my trades during the whole entire week, how I manage my month P&L, how to journal trades. We'll go over risk management, psychology, everything as well. We'll go over everything. Normally, my one-on-one coaching sessions be like 2 hours because I want to make sure you understand everything before I end. Like I'm asking you a question, like as I'm teaching this stuff, I'm giving you checking up. Like, are you following me so far? Are you keeping up? Like, want to ask a question real quick before I continue? Things of that nature. Okay, so that's what my one-on-one coaching looks like. If that's something you're interested in, send me a message on TikTok. I'll shoot you a link to the Discord chat. Discord chat is free, and I will do the one-on-one coaching based off of how much you engage in the TikTok and the Discord community throughout that week. And on that Friday or Saturday, I'll pick one random person that's I seen active. So you don't do signals. No, I don't sell signals either. I trade live stream. I trade on live stream. Like, so I'm not no point in me selling a signal, making people pay for signal services when I'm doing it on live stream for free anyways. If you want signals, just come to the live stream. Or you want to see the trades that I'm taking, just come to the live stream. You'll see. So that's that. So Nasdaq looks like it's setting up to where I wanted it. I said before I buy Nasdaq, you see a pullback into this level. So we're getting a retracement here. It looks like it's setting up. So I'm going to put it at the top of my number one because it looks like it's getting relatively closer to entry or closer to possible entry now than versus how it looked earlier. I want to start being profitable so bad. That's good. It's good that you want it bad. That burning desire is going to force you to get it done, right? It's just about being consistent. What do you think you struggle with most, though? What aspect of trading do you think you struggle with most? Anybody can answer that. Anybody in chat. What do y'all think struggle with? What y'all struggle most? Whether it's psychology, is it risk management? Is it over trading? Is it over leveraging? Is it Is it over leveraging? Is it being confident? Is it because you don't have a profitable strategy? Is it because you don't know how to trade? Like, what is it? So you know how to trade, you just have a problem with risk management. Okay. So that's easy. Risk management is an easy fix. Literally. What do you trade? Do you trade Forex or futures? You trade Forex. Okay. So as a Forex trader, once you take a trade, whether you're taking a buy or sell, no matter what it is, or no matter what you're trading, like once you take a trade, don't close until stop loss. Meaning, if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. Don't cut your loss short. Once you take a trade, you should know in your head that this trade has potential to lose. Accept that risk when it comes to the dollar amount, and don't close until price hits it. If it hits it, it hits it. Oh well, like it's a part of trading. You're going to lose trades, and have that in your back pocket. Like no upfront that you're not closing this trade until it either hits stop loss or TP. Right? Once, not only that, use a position size calculator. If you don't know what a position size calculator is, I'll show you what it is right now. So just Google position size calculator. And That's not the one I'm looking for. Bro, where the one I'm looking for? I just pulled it up earlier, bro, literally. But why am I pressing tab and it's not tabbing, bro? It should be FX something. FX TM, something like that. Is it TM? Okay, there you go. Look up positions.calculator FX TM. Click right here. And this is how you manage your risk. This is how you know how much you're risking per trade. So based off of your account size, say you got a 10K account or a 1K account, right? Whatever. I don't care if it's funded or actually like live capital, right? You should know what 1% of that balance is. So 1% of 10K is 100, 1% of 1K is 10, 1% of 100K is 1,000, so on and so forth. You should know what 1% is. And within your risk management, you should be only risking 1% per trade, not 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, or like, don't give you a range. Make it 1% every single time. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. Come here, go to whatever pair you're trading. So if you're trading NZDUSD, right? Let's find it, because I think you mentioned it earlier. Okay, where the fuck is it? Okay, NZDUSD. All right, press NZDUSD. Whether you're in a buy or sell, doesn't really matter. None of this stuff doesn't really matter, but you can press your entry. Okay, this does matter. Okay, let's go to that. That's actually a new update because FXCM wasn't like this before. So let's say we're using this data, right? We use our open price, which would be your entry. So copy your entry and put it in open price. Boom. Copy your close price. Or say you do a 15 pip stop loss, okay? Say it's 15, right? Though, once you type your stop loss, copy the close price and put it here. This is a 15 pip difference. Your deposited currency, okay, so there we go. The deposit currency is USD. Then you adjust your lot size. So this is how you calculate how much you're gonna lose per trade. If you're looking at 1%, right? Okay, what the fuck is that close price? Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. If you're looking at, if you know 1% is of 1K, I mean, of 100K is 1K, you want to get this number to 1K. Okay, so if trade lot size here, you just change it. If it's it's not 1K, you just keep pressing up. That's down. Keep going up until you get it to 1K. So instead of going to 1 by 1, I will go and change it to 5 lots. See what 5 lots look like. Okay, that's 750. Let's round it up to 7 lots. Okay, 7 lots is a little bit over 1K. Let's take it down to 6. Okay, 6 lots is a little bit under 1K. Let's go 6.05. I mean 6.5. Okay, we almost there at 1K. 6.7. A little bit over 6.69, 6.68, 6.67, 6.66. Okay, so you either do 6.66 lots or 6.67 lots. And this is how you know how much you're gonna lose on that trade before you even get in. So go through this and then use that to lot size. And that way, every time you lose a trade, or when it comes to risk management, you will always lose 1K or 1%. But it's important to using a position size calculator if you don't know how to, if you don't want to just do the whole math on just stop loss and pips and things of that nature. Use a calculator. I just took a trade on NZDUSD for buys. Let's see. XRP. Daily time frame on NZDUSD is overall bullish. How do I know we're making a new high above this high? So I agree. We are bearish on the daily time frame so far. But on a 4-hour time frame, we're bearish. I mean, bullish on the daily. Bullish on the daily, bearish on the 4-hour. How do I know we're bearish on the 4-hour? Because price created this high, low, high, low, high, low, high. Price give us a new high right over here. We took out this lowest. This was the lowest point price went before making a new high. Price eventually took that low out, meaning we're overall bearish. So bearish on the 4-hour. Go to the 1 hour time frame now. Are bearish or bullish? Let's get relatively close to the current price. We're bearish. How do I know? We have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, so we're bearish on the 1 hour time frame. We're bearish on the 4 hour, bearish on the 1 hour, bullish on the daily. It makes more sense to sell rather than to buy, just simply because you have more time frames telling you to sell versus telling you to buy. So overall, your buys are already looking low probability because they're counter trend. Now, I'm not telling you yet to discourage you from taking your trade. By all means, I always encourage people, take your own setups. Don't listen to me word for word, bar for bar, because I lose trades as well. Okay, I'm not perfect, so I can say something and I could be completely wrong, and your buys could play out. And if you close it because I scared you out of it, and your buys play out, you're gonna be mad at me. Like, I shouldn't listen to this nigga. He don't know what he's talking about. And you're gonna be mad at yourself. Like, I knew what I saw. I should have just stuck to my analysis. And even if you lose the trade, and I was right, and what I said was right, and you overall lose the trade, it's important to let the trade play through. Just because you know, after you lose the trade, you can see where you went wrong and listen, then reflect on what I said to know what to look for next time. You can't learn from the trades that you take unless you're taking your own trades. You can't improve as a trader unless you're taking your own trades. So again, by all means, take your own trades. Don't let what I tell you right now about NZDUSD discourage you from making you close your trade earlier. Stick with your plan, and then after the end result, whether you lose or win a trade, critique it, or if it needs to be critiqued. Thanks for all the gifts, bro. You're going fucking crazy. I seen the low time frames and I seen it keep hitting the resistance level. So let's continue. Daily is bearish, 4 hours bearish. I mean, daily is bullish, 4 hours bearish, 1 hour bearish. So buys are counter trend. Looking at this structure, we have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Me personally, I will be looking for sales. So either price will be retesting this level here for sell continuation, or break below this level here for a sell continuation. Retested this level here. You can see this is a fib level retracement. So if we draw a fib from the highest point to the lowest point of this push, you see we are at a discount. I mean a premium. So this is a premium level to actually sell it. This is a good sell area. Also looking at it as if these wicks over here, I would look at it like we broke above these wick rejections, closed above, faked out buyers, came back down, closed back inside the range, giving our sellers regain control. Or our sellers never even lost control. Our sellers are still in control. Just faked out the buyers here. So people that buys off this hourly candle closing above this range, anticipating that we're going to fill it to trade into these highs, all getting stopped out right now. And now sellers regaining control. And now we're coming down to target these lows. So either one, I would have been looking for a sell off of this fib level retracement using our 5-minute time frame for entry. Look at this 5-minute structure. You see we have a clear higher high, higher low, higher high. This is where the 5-minute decided to shift bearish after being bullish, being pro-10 to the 1 hour time frame. So sells after this 5-minute closure here would have been pretty nice. Stop loss above these highs, 6 pips. I wouldn't do 6 pips. I'll round it to 10 because I don't do random number stop losses. My stop loss always ends in a 5 or a 0. So I would have just rounded it to 10, and then we would have looked to target this low over here or our higher target, which would be our next potential rejection area, which wouldn't be until price comes all the way down into this area. That would have been my first trade idea. If I wasn't able to get this trade idea and I wasn't paying attention to it or whatever the case may be, and I have another idea, I would then wait for price to give me a 1 hour closure below this low, making it a new low, a pull back into this area, and then a continuation down, similar to the one up here. So I'll wait for this 1 hour candle to close below this low. Then I'll wait for a 5-minute time frame to show me higher high and higher low retracement. Wait for this retracement to shift back into bearish structure. Let's redo that. Higher highs and higher lows form on the 5-minute time frame. Wait for this 5-minute time frame to go from bullish to bearish alongside our overall 4 hour and our 1 hour already being bearish. Take a sell, stop loss above the overall high, and then look to target this low. Based off of buys, I don't think buyers regain control until our 4 hour shift bullish. That doesn't happen until price come all the way back over here. Even if price starts to trend up now and you're like your buys win, again, this is still just a retracement of overall bearish push. This was an overall big drop with no real lower high. The 4 hour doesn't go bullish until we take out the most recent high that creates that low. This is the most recent high because this is a very, very, very steep low. Technically, our 4 hour is still bearish until price comes back above this area or until price creates a lower high, then takes this low. Then you could use this as a 4 hour going bullish above. But until then, until you have a confirmed lower high, technically we are still bearish. Bro, you know what you're talking about? Yeah, bro. Like I said before, I trade pure price action. All I need is lower lows and lower highs and higher highs and higher lows. Just pick a direction, and I only take trades that support that direction. If it doesn't support that direction, I just won't look for it. But because this is a bearish market, I wouldn't be even looking for buys until price comes all the way up here. Even if it pulls steep, this bitch can go up 100 pips right now, and I still won't be saying I'm taking buys. Looking for sales on USD CAD. Let's look at USD CAD. All right, looking at a daily time frame, overall bearish. Well, equal lows right over here. This high right over here never broke this high to the left hand side, so daily is bearish. Let's look at a 4 hour now. A 4 hour is bearish as well. How do I know? Price took this low over here, made an aggressive new low. Look, we have lower low, lower high, lower low. Price never reclaimed this high that created that new low. Technically, we are still bearish, and this should be a nice fib level in this 4 hour time frame. Yep, this is a premium price and a bearish engulfing. Oh, this looks fucking perfect to sell. Jesus Christ. We got a bearish engulfing at a premium price on a 4 hour chart. And we're fucking retesting this previous lower low to the left hand side. So 4 hours bearish as well. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, you have clear structure on these higher highs and higher lows forming over here as price pull back into this level. You have this bullish structure die out as price break below this area, where the 1 hour shift back bearish, and then you have price pull back into another 1 hour fib level, or potentially rejecting off of this whole entire level for a bearish continuation down to retest these lows for a potential target. I do like these cells. These cells are clean as fuck. Looking on the 5-minute chart, you tap into this level right over now, right here now. You have clear higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, equal highs, higher low, equal highs again, higher low, higher high. So a nice sell entry would be if price could break below this 5-minute level, then you can look to, if we break below this 5-minute level on this current hourly candle, this will be a 1 hour bearish engulfing below this previous 1 hour candle. And you can look to use these highs as a stop loss. I wouldn't do 11 pips or 12 pips. I would just round it up to 15. 150. Then I'll look to target bottom of the range for about a 1 to 1.5% reward. And if you want to further target, you can look to target these overall lows all the way down here for about a 1 to 3.6% reward. I do like these cells. Totally. These cells clean as fuck. I actually want to see how those play out. For loss recovery, message me. Okay, you're just gonna get a ban, Aaliyah, at this point. Let's see Leah post trading content, bro. Okay, you're trolling. That was Leah's crazy. No, I do like the shell buys though, demo. I was looking at that first level. Yeah, stick with your levels though. Don't try to like make your level like mine. Stick with your levels. That way you could sample size and track that data. Yeah, promoter scams is crazy. Work, don't stop. Work, don't stop. How much money would you start trading with if you were beginning with not much money? $250. Was good, Chris. I wasn't reading the YouTube chat. My bad, bro. Good, Chris. $250, and don't, when you as a beginner trader, it's important that you do not come into trading trying to flip accounts. Like, you're not trying to make millions off of trading as a beginner. You want to build repetition, get better, and improve as a trader. Get your feet wet. So you don't try to turn to a $250 account to 1K, or turn a $250 account to 100K or 10K. That's not what you come in here to do, because you're not going to do that. You don't even know what you're doing yet. So I would recommend $250, and you just taking trades. Use 0.01 lots. That's it. Don't go no higher than 0.01. Just get your feet wet as far as knowing what it feels like to actually win and lose these setups, and and what it feels like to actually place these trades. and just build consistency. Once you could build consistency with like 5 to 10% a month on $250 as a beginner, well, by the time you start to build consistency, you're not going to be a beginner anymore because you're going to like know what you're doing. Then you go to the prop firm route. But as a beginner first, I recommend like $250, whatever, and proper risk management. Be ready to lose that 250. Nah, be ready to lose that 250 if you're over leveraging it. If you're not over leveraging it, then you shouldn't blow $250 account. You shouldn't blow no account. To be honest, if you're using proper risk management the whole way through, like just 1%, you shouldn't blow no account because risking 1% per trade, you have to lose 100 trades in a row with no wins to lose the whole 100%. So if you're blowing 100 trades in a row without fucking winning one trade, right, then trading might not be for you. All right, I'm gonna keep it a bean. But if you're using proper risk management, just 1% per trade, you're not looking to make money off that 250. You're just looking to build repetition and get consistency. So even if it's 250, you shouldn't be blowing it. Now you might go on some deep drawdown, like you might lose $50 off 50 trades. I'm not 50 off of what's that? 25 trades, 1%. But again, you still shouldn't be blowing it. You're just looking for repetition. Scaling position size after loss, upping position size after loss. No, that's revenge trading. You're trying to make back what you lost. That's a recipe for disaster. Now, when you do it and it works, cool. But when you do it and it don't work, you even deeper in drawdown. If you risk 1% per trade, yeah, it's low-key working. But yeah, that's what I just said. If it works, it's cool. But when it don't work, you're fucked. Like if you take one trade, risk 1%, you lose. The next trade you take, you risk 2% and you lose again. Now you're down 3%. But you could have just been down 2. Or if you take that one trade, you lose. You take that second trade, you win. At a 1 to 2 risk reward, you still made 1%, meaning you're still in the green. So if I win my first trade, I get off. Yeah, same. So if you lose your first trade and then you take a second one and you double your risk, you also doubling your loss. So that's gonna be your loss gonna get double on top of what you already lost, meaning it's overall going down 3%. Versus if you take the one trade, you lose being down 1%. You take a second trade, you lose being down 1%. You're only down 2%. So it's consistent. You consistently losing 1%. If you lose the first trade and down 1% and you lose and you win the second trade, which you risk 1% and you hit a 1 to 2, you made 1%. So you still ended like best case scenario, you win the second trade and you recover the loss and some, meaning you still make money, which is nothing to complain about. Worst case scenario, you lose both of them, you only down 2%. Yeah, that's what it is. You're just greedy. But it's a part of trading. Like as a beginner, I was greedy too. I was doing the same thing. I was taking trades, losing my first trade, upping my lot size on my second trade, winning it, and then thinking I'm the fucking man. When in reality, I shouldn't have did it in the first place. But the market will do that. The market will show you, let you win those bad trades. It's going to let you win those revenge trades. It's going to let you win those shits. Then little and behold, you're going to get too confident. It's going to snatch all that shit right back. Say, little bro, you're getting a little bit too happy. I'll let you get off with a couple of them, but nah. Just because it's working now don't mean it's sustainable. Nah, for real. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you this off of experience because that was me. I've been trading for almost 5 years. That was me. Bro, one day I was trading a 25K account challenge. I was trading DJ during the New York session. USD had news. I forgot what news it was, but USD had high impact news. I'm like, well, I'm in DJ. That shouldn't really affect DJ. It's say USD. Next thing you know, that news hit. That fucking USD that USD news cooked GJ. I'm like, why the fuck is USD affecting GJ? I had no fucking idea. I lost that trade. I lost 1%, which was cool. But the fact that I lost because of news on a currency that didn't even affect my motherfucking pair that I was trading, that pissed me off. Like, no way I just lost on some news shit that doesn't even correlate with fucking GJ. So I revenge traded that shit right back, and I traded news. 2 seconds later, right after I got order filled for getting stopped out, I got right the fuck back in. And I won that fucking trade, and I made back what I lost and some. And I was happier than the motherfucker. The next day, I traded gold. I lost trade on gold. The market came right back to my entry. I said, let me give my trade a second chance. I traded gold again. And this time I up my risk. I'm like, I shouldn't have lost that trade. I just got faked out. This shit's still gonna go up. I double risk. I lost that bitch again, blew my account. But if I would have never did it the first time, I would have never had the confidence to even do it the second time. I was mad. The reason why I remember this so well is because I was on the phone with my girl after that and was like, yo, guess what the fuck I just did? like I had to tell her how bad I did that dumb ass shit. Cause no way I did that shit. How much do you normally trade with? I'm funding between 2 different platforms. Top One Trader and Alpha Trader. I target 5% a month, and I trade my personal capital as well. On my prop firm accounts, I trade 1% per trade. On my personal account, I risk 5% per trade and target 20% a month. I'm buying a MacBook today and starting with TGR. Go for it. Are you profitable? Yes. I've been trading for almost 5 years. I think October make 5 years, and I've been consistently profitable for the past almost 3 years. October make 3 years consistently profitable. Actually, not October. December make 3 years consistently profitable. So a little over 2 years. What's the best PC for trading? There's no best PC for trading, bro. As long as you got the internet, you can trade. That literally doesn't matter. How many cons do you think I should use on contracts? You think I should use on MNQ with 150K? Whatever your contract size that is equal to $500 on that position, based off your stop loss on them points, just make it $500. Actually, I will go less than $500 because you probably trade on top one, not top one. You probably trade with Top Step. So Top Step got a little bit stricter max drawdown rule. So I would do 250. So that's 0.5%. Did you start with funded account? No, I started with a personal account, a small personal account. I think my first account was like $150 or something like that. And I definitely blew that shit though. So don't get the game fucked up. I blew that shit for sure. But I don't know what I know now. I didn't the information that I got now, I wasn't told. The information that I got now, I've got strictly trial and error. Is there a way to pay? I can pay to get personal classes? No, because I don't sell anything. I will like launch like some kind of paid services eventually. As of now, I don't got the time. So I don't want to sell you something knowing well in fact I'm not gonna be devoted to it. Because I'm doing other stuff going on, like aspects of business outside of trading. That's like entrepreneurship. I don't want to like sell you something knowing that I got other shit going on, you know? So until I'm at an area to where like I could strictly focus on like trading content and being like a mentor, then I'm sell stuff. Then I'm like sell like services. But other than that, I got other businesses, ventures that I'm working on outside of just trading. So I don't want to sell you something it didn't half-ass you, and then you're gonna be on TikTok calling me a scammer. Do you know any courses that's actually legit? You don't need a course. It's 2025. You don't need a course in big 2025. Go on YouTube. You don't need the course on YouTube. Is for free, bro. There's too much free content out there from beginner to intermediate to advanced to learn. Where you need a course. A beginner friendly video. You don't know nothing about trading. This is your first thing to learn about trading. I can recommend you watch this. FXology Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Forex. This video right here is a 4-hour long video. So it's like a course in one video from beginner to intermediate. I'm not gonna say advanced, I'm gonna say beginner to intermediate. This video is gonna cover everything beginner friendly. So it's important as a beginner, you're not looking to learn how to trade. You're looking to learn how to trade, but not yet. As a beginner, you're looking to learn how to comprehend. When I say comprehend, you're looking to learn the vocabulary, looking to learn the definitions of words, looking to learn what candlesticks are. You're looking to learn what bullish and bearish is, looking to learn how to identify structure. Things of that nature. You're not looking to learn how to actually press buy or sell, right? Because you're a beginner, you don't know nothing. You got to learn the language first. Before I could go talk to people, I got to learn how to speak English, right? So before you can learn how to trade, before you can go trade, you got to learn the words and how to understand what you're being taught, right? So this video is going to go over everything beginner friendly. And everything you learn in this video directly correlates over to other financial markets, not just Forex. Even though the title says beginning guide to Forex, the way he explains stuff in the video applies to futures trading, it applies to stocks trading, it applies to crypto trading, everything. Just the terms and analogies a little bit different. So instead of saying lot size as Forex, it would just be contract size for futures or options. Instead of saying buys and sells or longs or shorts for options or stocks, it'll be like calls and puts, whatever. But they all the same shit. They just change the words. But everything in this learning is universal across all trading like assets. So in the beginning, as you can see, well, the timestamp, he's gonna go over what is trading. He's gonna go over what is Forex trading specifically. He's gonna go over TradingView. TradingView is this website that you see here where I actively mark up my chart, draw my analysis and things of that nature. He's gonna go what is TradingView. He's gonna go over how to draw on TradingView, meaning how to navigate this toolbox here and what to add to your favorites. Now, this is personal preference. A lot of the stuff you're going to critique and use differently, right? But for the most part, you should have at least a rectangle tool aligned to a long and short position. But you're going to go over how to draw on a chart. He's going to go over. So it's important to know how to draw on a chart because when he show you what to draw on a chart, you got to know how to work it first. Okay. He's going to go over position size calculator, meaning how did I calculate risk? How to know what lot size is equal to what dollar amount versus what pair you're trading. Right? That's important to risk management because if you don't know how to manage risk, you're going to blow your account. He's going to go over the Forex factory. That's identifying news and read for news and things of that nature. He's going to go over MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. We don't really need this because nobody uses MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 anymore. Most people use TradeLocker or Tradeovate. So we don't really need that MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 section. He's going to go over price action trading or understanding price action. He's going to go over market sentiment. That's just establishing directional bias. He's going to go over fundamental analysis. That's economic news. He's going to go over technical analysis as well. Technical analysis just means chart work. He's going to go over chart time and importance of chart time. He's going to go over how to identify a trend, a bullish trend, a bear trend, higher highs and higher lows, lower lows and lower highs, everything like that. He's also going to go over support resistance, meaning pivot points in price. That's basically what that is. He's going to go over psychological levels. He's going to go over candlesticks, understanding the open, the close, the high, the upper wick, the lower wick, the highs, the lows of each individual candlestick. Going to go over that as well. That way you understand candlesticks. He's going to go over how to read candlesticks in its entirety and not just individually. He's going to go over different chart patterns. He's going to go over indicators. Don't really need indicators because I don't trade with indicators at all whatsoever. He's going to go over all-time highs and buying high and selling low, things of that nature. He's going to go over Fibonacci retracement, just measuring the retracement, measuring how big a pullback was. You probably don't even know what retracement is yet, but he's going to go over that. He's going to go over the importance of backtesting and how to backtest. He's going to go over what is a pip that ties into calculating risk. He's going to go over trading sessions, meaning what pairs you should be trading during what sessions. Like the pairs you trade during the 80 session, you shouldn't be trading during the London session. But it's important to note you don't have to trade every single session. Even though the market is open 24/5, that doesn't mean you need to be in the trade 24/5. Pick one session and stick to that session, and that's it. Based off of your everyday life. He's going to go over leverage and what is leverage. He's going to go over trading psychology, some rules, and do a little recap. So that's all beginner friendly throughout the whole video. If you want, of course, this is like a 4-hour long video. That's course friendly. Straight on YouTube, so you don't gotta buy a course. What do you think about NAS 100? So I'm looking for buys on NAS. We pull back to the level that I'm looking to get rejected. So now I'm just looking to see if we're going to reject it or if we're going to continue down. I need the price to have structure on my pullback. So we do have a pullback, but this pullback is too aggressive. I would need to see price create them lower lows and lower highs. Because this have a significant low, breaking below all these other lows and doesn't have a lower high yet, I need to see a lower high form. So based off of where price is currently at, I need to see it come up to some degree, not all the way up here, just to some degree, pull back, break lows, and that will confirm to me that this is a valid lower high. Then I will look to take buys as that lower high gets taken out with the stop loss below to low, then to target the previous high to the left hand side. So I'm waiting for a lower high to form, price to re-break this current low, and then I will use that as an entry. She sold through a level, I think. Not yet. Waiting. It's part of the process. I wasn't expecting this level to get tapped and then just straight reverse. It needs to, in order, happen. It has to get tapped. It has to have structure. It has to shift in structure at this. All it has to happen at this level. It's not going to happen all in one shot. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for trading. Hey, that's deep. So now you got to get profitable. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it at that point for you. You got more of an emotional tie to it than a lot of other people. Hey, Jace, to answer your question, I do a lot of stuff, bro. Outside of trading. I'm not gonna say a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be a little bit more specific. I do 2 other things outside of trading. So I do trading and I have 2 other income sources. Alien, thanks for the follow, bro. We got 33 followers this stream, bro. We about to hit 1K. Am I cooking? I'm there. I already get close to my payout, but I blew the profit, so I got to start from scratch. That happens, bro. I did that too. That happens. I did that recently, actually. I got an account all the way up to 9.5% in profit. I could have requested a payout at 5% in profit, but I say, you know what? I want to hit that 10% mark before I request my payout. I got it to 9.5% in profit, and then I went on a losing streak, and I got all the way back down to break even. Now I'm growing it again to get that 10% payout that I want. Imagine being up 9.5% just for it to come all the way back down to break even. But it happens, bro. I was literally 0.5% away from where I wanted to request withdrawal. I could have requested withdrawal at 5%, but I knew I didn't want to request it until 10%. I'm thinking price drop to 24,707. You probably looking at NQ. Let's look at it. See where 707 is. 70. Let's see what's at 707. So if it drops down at this, oh, it could. I don't see it happening, but it could. Right? I don't think I would shift my lower time frame bias bearish until below 670. But even if it closes below, where is it? Even if it closes below my area here, I'm still looking for buys. I would just wait for re-break these highs. Because this is just a retracement. If you draw my fib from the lowest point to the highest point, we're just rejecting off of this fib level. So I'm looking to see if this fib level can hold where I take a trend continuation buy to retest these highs up here. How long do you normally stay in the trade? So I hold trades for an average 4 to 7 hours. I hold trades on average 4 to 7 hours, right? But it don't take me that long to hit my first target because I hold longer trades because I partial out my trades because I have like bigger targets. Like if I say we looking to target these high, this is just my first target. Like I may have another target, or like say I'll trade this, take the seller. Say I'm looking to target this low. This is just my first target. Like I would have another target below here, and I hold my trades all the way until I get taken out by itself. Meaning I don't set TPs. I mainly partial out my trade as it's going in profit, and I don't get taken out until price reverses on me and comes back to stop loss. But at that point, stop loss wouldn't be a loss. Stop loss would be getting filled out of the position after I already partialed out multiple times. Do you partially mess up risk to reward? Yes. To be honest, that's why it's important to have a system behind your partials. So I'm not telling you that to tell you don't take partials, because I definitely take partials. But my partial approach is the same way every single time, no matter what. Like at a 1-to-1, I take partials. I take 50% off every single time I hit a 1-to-1. Because think about it like this: if you was gambling and if you was gambling, right, and you bet $1,000, and at some point in time, the person who's gambling with off the game he was playing offered you that $1,000 back and say, hey, you could get out the game right now and just take your $1,000 of money and walk away with it, even though you bet $1,000. Like you could just you can pay me $1K, but I can give you back $2K right now. I'll give you back $1,000 that you put in, and I'll give you back an additional $1,000 in profit. That way you walk away with $1,000 profit. But if you keep playing, you could lose that $1,000, right? Are you going to keep playing, or are you going to take some? Are you at least going to take something? Technically, that was the winning game. You won that round, but you just decided to keep playing. Think about Squid Game. I don't know if you saw Squid Game. Think about Squid Game. Think about all of them people that had the option to leave with X amount of dollars based off of it. Everybody would have just voted no to end the game now and still been alive. Think about all of them people that wanted to keep playing because they were too greedy. Then by the end of the show, they all got clapped. Same thing with trading, bro. When price hits your first target or your 1-to-1, you already up your initial investment. Meaning, if you risk $1,000 on a trade, $1,000 is your initial investment. If price hits your first target, you should be up $1,000 floating P&L. So if you're not going to at least take something out of your floating investment and let that floating investment turn into a negative investment, that's completely up to you. But me personally, I can't live with that. Again, even though you have a overall risk to reward, you have what we call a floating risk reward as well. A lot of people don't talk about this, but you have what we call a floating risk to reward. Meaning, if say I'm in a buy position, right? Stop loss like this, and price comes all the way up, puts me in profit at a 1-to-1, right? Say price is up here at a 1-to-1, and I have stop loss up here. If price, and say this is like 30 pips, right? If price goes 30 pips in profit at my first target, that means in order for me to get stopped out, price has to then retrace another 60 pips. Meaning it goes 30 pips back to my entry, and then another 30 pips to my stop loss. Okay? Understanding that if price reverses and comes back to entry, it needs to go an additional 30 pips back to stop loss for me to lose that trade. But if my second target is just 30 pips, my risk reward then becomes negative based off of where price is currently at. So if price is currently here 30% profit, in order for me to lose this trade, for it to reverse his stop loss, I had to lose 60 pips. But for me to hit my second target, which would be my 1-to-2 risk reward, I have to then go up another 30 pips. Now I'm looking to chase another 30 pips with potential for this trade to reverse and lose 60 pips. Based off where it's currently at, meaning you have a negative floating risk reward potential based off where your stop loss is compared to where your next profit target is. Oh my God, I just fucking cooked with that example. But I'm patting myself on the fucking back, bro. Because I just cooked. But a lot of people don't realize that there is something called unrealized P&L. Meaning your P&L or unrealized risk to reward. Meaning your risk to reward ratio based off not only the one that you took when you first took the trade, but the risk to reward ratio based off of where price is currently sitting, how much you got left until your final target, and how much you got left until your stop loss. The higher price goes, meaning it's getting closer to your target and farther away from your entry. Farther away from your stop loss. So, I mean, if it reverses from wherever it's at, it has further way to pull back. So you're just going to sit there and watch it go from $1,000 in profit to $750, 500 to 250 to 100 to minus 100 to minus 300 to minus 500 to minus, like, you're gonna sit there and watch that knowing that you could have took at least something off at 1K floating? You're crazy if I'm watching that shit happen. That's why I take partials, because I can't mentally do that. But if it works for you to hold full and you like don't want the risk reward to get killed from partialing out, then do that. But just me personally, I just can't watch my shit go from blue to red and not take nothing. Like, that's crazy. Hopefully that analogy made sense though. I think I low-key cook with that. I'm gonna use that another time. Somebody asked me something like that. Yes. Yes, Jace. It's just up to you to make it that and lock in. It it could be way better than any full-time job. Think about this. On a let's Google it right now. How much money is moved through the Forex market a day? Okay, fuck this. Or that's the wrong question. Forex market. How much money is in the Forex market? Is that the right question? Okay. Okay, here we go. Approximately $2.7 quadrillion is in the Forex market. The global foreign exchange market is worth approximately 2.73 quadrillion as of 2025, making it the largest financial market globally. Additionally, the Forex market has a daily trading volume of 7.5 trillion. That means on a day-to-day basis, there is $7.5 trillion in volume moving through this market. That means the potential of money that you can make is endless. All you need is the right account size or big enough account size to affect the market, and you can make a fuck ton of money. So yes, to answer your question is yes. All you have to do is scale, 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 and get better as a trader. And the amount of money you make on a day-to-day basis will increase over time as you become more profitable. I'm about to answer right now, Debo. So right here, I'm gonna send you this link. All right, click that link, implement, put all your information, and your pip amount should go right here. Like again, as of like going into Forex, like, okay, you want to get rich or you want to make a fuck ton of money, right? But it's not going to happen overnight. You just got to get, it's important to learn what you're doing first. Oh, okay, wait, let me ask. I know how much pip amount that I need to risk. Where am I typing that into? Okay, so where your stop loss is at when you actually take the trade, when you actually take the trade, go to your long position or your short position, wherever it's at, go to stop loss, copy and paste that price. So if you got say you got a 15 pip stop loss, just type 150 here. And then copy and paste the price. But make sure your entry is at the exact entry that you got. So if you're actually getting filled at this price, this needs to be that price. So whatever entry, whatever number you're looking to get filled at, or that you already got filled at, make sure that that's actually set first. And then once that number is set, like say I got filled here, then you type your stop loss. So if it's 15 pips, you do 15.0, and then you copy and paste this price at your stop loss, and that'll give you that risk to reward based off of that lot. No problem. Thanks for the family. Learn more. Yeah, bro. So you just want to build consistency as a beginner, and then as you build consistency, the money's just going to come itself. And as you get more consistent, the money's going to get, like your withdrawals or your wins per trade, going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as you get access to more capital, having the same risk tolerance. Okay, can Nas give me a fucking entry, please? We're creating a lower high now, which is good. I just need the price to retake this low. If price can retake this low and then break this lower high, I will look to take these buys. Let's look at everything else I was looking at though. So GU never gave me the course that I wanted. I came at the charts right here at 1 a.m. So it was close to entry or close to my level, but didn't quite break it. So we're good. GEU is coming up higher. GA, okay, GA gave us a break. We didn't get hourly close yet, so we got to see how this hourly close. Let's make this my number 2. And AU as well. So AU is below the level. We just need to wait for hourly close. We need to wait for hourly close on both of these. GA and AU, but as far as NAS 100, we're waiting for our 5 minutes to give me a lower low. What's good, Andrew? Welcome to the stream, bro. If there's anything that I said during this whole live broadcast that resonated with y'all and y'all want or that y'all didn't quite understand, you needed to rewatch it or anything like that, just go on the Red app, this website right over here. Go to my channel, which will be Tradeaholic FX, and go to lives. All my live streams that I do on TikTok live also is saved here as a VOD for people that want to rewatch it, whatever the case may be. So like the one from yesterday, the one from 3 days ago, 4 days ago, so on and so forth. That way, if you want to binge watch my trading content when it comes to how I live trade or even YouTube videos, I post videos as well. You could just go right over here. Yeah. Shameless YouTube plug. Thanks, man. Why you saying thanks, bro? What did I do for you? You're welcome. Glad I could help with something. I think I'm gonna stay here for about another 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna actually trade though, but I'm gonna get off because I want to play the video game, bro. I've been sitting here for 2 hours, and I want to play the game. I'm fiending to play Fortnite right now, to be honest. But my idea stays the same. I want to see this low get taken out first. That confirms this to be a lower high. Then I'll take this lower high break for continuation back into these highs up here. Oh, no problem. I like to teach, but I'm passionate about teaching. I get enjoyment out of teaching, so that's why I like to live stream. We got a lot of engagement tonight, though. I think we got more engagement tonight than we did last night. I think our peak viewers was higher than last night too. I think last night my peak views like 30. I think today my peak views was 55. It's hard to spend time helping. Nah, it is. It is. Sometimes you get the trolls in the chat too. What do you trade? Everything you see to the right of my face cam is everything I trade. So I mainly trade in the Forex market, but I do trade NASDAQ and I do trade US 30. And I trade support and resistance. I'm a support resistance trader. I'm very fundamental. I trade higher time frame directional bias with 1 hour. I draw my levels on 1 hour time frame. I use the 5 minute time frame for entries. So just to recap on what I'm looking for on NAS 100 right now, or the NASDAQ, daily time frame is overall bullish. We at all time highs. 4 hour time frame is bullish as well. How do I know? We just made a new high above this high. This was a retracement. And our 1 hour time frame is bullish as well. We broke above this previous high to the left hand side. Now we're getting a pullback for rejection. I'm looking for this level to get rejected for me to take buy continuation to make a new high somewhere up here. And basically that's how I trade. 1 hour time frame, I use my previous high as my potential entry area. Now I'm waiting for everything to set up on a 5 minute. So we at my area, right? We got a break and reject that I liked, but now I just need the price to give me an entry. So until price re-break this low to create a lower low, and then break it with this high that's created after we make a lower low, then I'll enter. If price just continues up here, I'm okay with not taking this trade. I just trade with a bot, but I'm gonna give you your chat follow. Thanks, bro. Nothing wrong with AI trading. How long you been trading? Going on this October will make 5 years trading. This December will make 3 years consistently profitable. Yo, why y'all ain't telling me my hair look crazy? Hold on, bro. My hair low key look crazy. Y'all just let me see her look like this, bro. A little bit better now, bro. Let me see. Let me see. Check me out. Oh, all right. Yeah, I read some of y'all up in the chat. I ain't gonna lie. Now let me chill, bro. Yeah. Nothing wrong with AI trading though, bro. If it's working for you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Nice long. I'm not in the long yet. I'm looking for longs though. I think this is just premature. I do think we're gonna take this low. But hey, if you're in this longs right now, I'm rooting for you, brother. Look at this massive rejection though. This is a big fat ass rejection candle, bro. I hope you succeed, man. I hope you succeed too, brother. I'll stay here until this hourly candle closes just to see how it closes on GA and AU. Look at this rejection here. Damn. Good thing we wait for closures and not just buy on breakouts. If I would have bought at this breakout, I would be getting cooked right now. I came in clear. I should not focusing. That's probably because I got to turn my light on, but I really didn't want to turn my light on, bro. My shit focusing now, bro. Like, stop playing with me, ho. Oh, ass camera. Wait, I just noticed my music stopped, bro. Y'all wasn't gonna tell me that either? Hell, chat. Oh, shit. I forgot. We halfway to 900 followers, bro. Hopefully we can get that tomorrow. Send you a message. I got you. I'll look at it off stream. Thanks for all the engagement I've been getting in chat from Andrew, Geo, other guy named that start with an E, Jace, Jeremiah. We got a lot of new names in this chat. Damo was here. He not a new name. He OG. But we do got a lot of new names in here. Catch up later. All right, bro. You have a good night. I'm gonna wrap the stream up right now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm fiending to play Fortnite, bro. I'm gonna go start, get something to eat, come back, play Fortnite. I'm hungry and I want to play Fortnite. But we got a 2-hour stream. It's still a long enough stream. I think I provide a lot of value this stream, just like I do every other stream. Thank for all the engagement. Thank for all the new follows. Got 36 new followers. If y'all want to join my Discord community, it's free. Send me a message on TikTok. I will send you a link. I also do free one-on-one coaching on weekends with one random person in the Discord community based off of how much they engage in the Discord or engage in the TikTok or YouTube live. It's your boy Traderholic. I'm gonna wrap it up here. My analysis stays the same. I still will be trading this session. Okay, I'm not going to sleep. I'm just about to play video games. Cause I'm fiending to play Fortnite right now. Like actually, I'm going through Fortnite withdrawals. Like I think I'm breaking out and everything. How much I want to play Fortnite. All right, so I'm waiting for this low to get taken out. If this low get taken out, I will buy that most recent lower high, which is looking like it's going to be this high right over here. Then I'm going to look to target these highs up here and have another target up here somewhere, a little bit deeper, at these all-time highs. That's for NAS 100. As far as GA, if we get a 1 hour closure, which above this area, which will look like we're going to get in the next two minutes, I'll wait to see these lower lows and lower highs form on this 5-minute chart, and then take this buy as we get that structure on that retest. If I take the NAS 100, I'm not going to take the GA. If I take the GA, I'm not going to take the NAS 100. Same thing with AU. Waiting for this 1 hour closure below this level. Wait for it, pull back into it for continuation, and then take the sell. If I take AU, I'm not taking GA or NAS 100. If I take any, like whatever one I take, this one I take, I'm not going to take the others. And let's let that shit play out. And as far as AU, I'm looking to target these lows down here. This is a big range to fill. As far as GA, we have a big range to fill, targeting these highs up here. As far as NAS 100, this is all-time high, so I got to just pick a random point to close the price. What's your bias on NAS? My bias is bullish. I'm gonna invite my clients to join your live next time. Okay, bet. To boost it and make it more lively. Appreciate that, bro. It's your boy Shell Logged Out, and I'm out, chat. Peace. Baby sleep.